What is going on YouTube? Hitting back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, as well as Tezos. Today's video, I wanted to just do an update from earlier today's episode in regards to just a market update, as we are starting to see some very interesting patterns form on most of the 4-hour charts for most of the bigger cryptocurrencies, such as Ethereum, XRP, Tezos, and so on and so forth. So otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel and want to learn where exactly these coins are going to be moving to in the next couple of hours, if not into tomorrow morning, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. Alright guys, so as you can see, a quick refresh to the current coin market cap gauges us with pretty much where exactly the markets are moving to. As you can see, not much has changed from earlier today, as prices are still down about, I'd say, 3 to 4% in the red. And this isn't necessarily a good thing to some people, but I don't think it's really that bad for where the markets are trending to. And like I said in today's episode, I do want to focus in on these cryptocurrencies such as Tezos, XRP, Ethereum, we have Bitcoin, Litecoin, as well as the S&P 500. Which are also showing some very interesting signs. So I just want to dive right into today's episode. So to start with Tezos, basically earlier in today's video, or earlier in the last video we just posted, we discussed that Tezos was starting to head back down, and there's a good chance we were going to see a bump in some sort of price movement back to the upside as it starts to hit this. You can see I've drawn in a beautiful purple uptrend right here, as well as the 4-hour moving averages. These are huge you weighing factors for Tezos, and as it started to bottom out right here, there was a good chance we were going to see some sort of reversal pattern form. As you can see, for the most part, Tezos seems to move very similarly, where the pattern is very easy to track. As you can see what I've drawn, we can pretty much gauge the direction that the coin wants to go in the next maybe couple of days, very similar to what we've been seeing before, something along the lines of this. So notice back in the past how the market likes to react is it sees some sort of double retest of the top resistance band, then it seems to fall. We have a double retest once again, then it falls, and then we have the first retest. We did not see a second currently, but it did fall and it hit the 4-hour moving averages. Now there is a chance, but we're not seeing it right now, of some sort of correction back down. Notice that the 4-hour moving averages were much lower in the past. They're currently a little bit higher now, which does allow us to believe that there's a good chance a reversal is coming for the market and Tezos could be seeing higher levels. Now I know a lot of you guys were questioning Tezos earlier in today's video in regards to the fact that you guys were shocked to see if Tezos would head up higher, but granted, we've been higher in the past. We've hit $3.20. Currently trading at $2.90. I can easily see us retesting $3.45 in the very near future. Notice the time span that the coin does like to travel in. You can see by date range, usually the uptrend takes, I would say, no more than about, maybe a day and a half for us to breach, some sort of big bump like this. We've seen we've seen bigger movements like this in the past. This one took just a little bit longer. You can see instead of a day, it took more like 3 days, 3.5 days for it to really retest the top resistance. But the corrections are usually short-lived, and we may just start to head back up in maybe the next 2 or 3 days back to the upside. Now, in regards to reversals, I wanted to continue to discuss with you guys the interesting movements forming on the other cryptocurrencies. XRP is pulled up right here. XRP is honestly gauging in what could be a big pop to the upside. I'm really anticipating in the next day or two we start to see some sort of swing. Now I know there's a good chance we are going to break this purple, you can see this purple trend right here, and there's a good chance it's going to consolidate out, but there's a very big chance it's going to see some sort of swing back to the upside as the other altcoins and cryptocurrencies are starting to lean more bullish than they have in the past couple of days, especially for some of the bigger cryptocurrencies. So Ethereum, as we discussed earlier in today's video and in yesterday's episode, we saw resistance retest the top here, very similar to what we've seen in the past, and we did see a small correction where the prices actually reversed back down and retested bottom support. It got very close to retesting the 4-hour moving average, and we're currently getting rejected off the top resistance right here, this purple band. You can also see where the all-time high is topped off on the 4-hour charts. So I would not be surprised if within the next couple of hours we see the coin, and this is pretty much my target for moving forward in Ethereum, correct back down, retest bottom, and then swing back up to retest this top resistance right here. So I just want to show you guys exactly what I'm referring to. So you can see the way these patterns are forming. Normally, every time we hit the resistance, even if we see a small dip, like we've seen in the past where the coin likes to go like this, it ultimately comes back down and retests this bottom support. It's done it a few times. We had a small dip right here, recovery off of here, and then we headed up higher. Notice we didn't actually come all the way down where we had wicks here. We didn't actually do that right now, but there's a good chance moving forward, especially with resistance at this purple band, we see a correction back down to support here and then anticipate a jump back to the upside. Also notice the way these coins are forming. If the daily coin does decide to correct and retest this top resistance here, we can easily short the market back down to the downside. Now moving on to the daily, you can see what it is that I'm referring to. There's a good chance the coin, maybe tomorrow or the next day, start to see that reversal back down and we start to see the push back to support, and then we can gauge an uptrend and a swing back up to 1430. So I'm pretty pumped on Ethereum. I think there's a lot of good opportunities to be buying into the market. I would wait maybe the rest of today, or you could take the risk. It really depends. As a conservative trader, I'd like to be more patient than waiting for the coin to fall. Obviously, if you want to be a little bit more aggressive in your style of trading, you can obviously short the market back down to here, creating your stop loss closer to 1350, and all of this will be on my Patreon if you're interested in other crypto trades. So I do anticipate a drop and then a pump back up, and you can see based on that why I believe this. And we can see by the influences of these other cryptocurrencies, we actually might not see a big drop just this very second. I'm going to change my opinion just a little bit, but we could see a small dip and then swing back to the upside, granted that this is the 4-hour. And on Bitcoin and Litecoin, Bitcoin, we're looking at the daily, and for Litecoin, we're looking at the 4-hour. The reason I believe that we might see Ethereum actually start to swing back up, back to the 1430 region, is due to the fact that the other cryptocurrencies are starting to swing extremely bullish. Notice Bitcoin trending sideways. There's a very good chance we could see the pump back to, I'd say 3,500 or 35,000 very quickly. Granted, we are trading sideways, so this is an aggressive style of trading. Notice the volume is slowly dying off. We're not really seeing any sort of movement, and the coin is pretty much starting to see some very big uncertainty wicks forming. This is a huge indicator that Bitcoin is no longer going to hang around the price of $32,000 or $31,990, and there's a good chance big volume is coming for the market and will correct the price of Bitcoin. So I do anticipate a run back to the upside for Bitcoin, but you guys have to spend very, very, very close attention at this key support. $30,900 is a support level. If the daily candle at any point closes below resistance here, consider switching your aggressive play from a bullish standpoint to a short back down to 24,750. If at any point we see that, then we need to short the market and anticipate the other cryptocurrencies to move down with it. Otherwise, Litecoin looks good to swing back up to its 4-hour. So does Ethereum, but you have to very well pay attention to these bigger cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a main factor in the coin. So just in summary for where my head's at in regards to trending for the markets, Bitcoin to start is trading sideways. This is a huge indicator of a potential reversal. We can dive right into the 4-hour and get a better look. You can see we're also seeing a bearish crosshair here. There's big opportunity for Bitcoin to see a big power play very soon. We could either see a breach below 30,900 and an immediate short back down, or if we decide to hold support, we could see that swing back up. The only concern for a potential short to the downside is due to the fact that we are setting these lower highs. That's a reference to potential correction back downwards. And if that does take place and we do see Bitcoin, which very well could short back to the downside, anticipate Litecoin and Ethereum and XRP to do the same and follow through. Otherwise, that's pretty much going to be it for today's episode. I mean, Tezos looks good too. There's big opportunities for a small swing back to the upside. Hopefully, that's where coins are going. Tezos, XRP look great for a swing to the upside. Ethereum looks good for a swing back to the upside. Even Bitcoin looks primed for a swing to the upside. Litecoin as well looks great for a swing to the upside. So there's big things riding on tonight's video. So let's see how tonight closes. Hopefully we can close above these supports, and then we could start to see, beautiful movements to the upside. It's a very big possibility, especially because these cryptocurrencies are in the red today. This might be a time to buy on sale. Otherwise, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.